tips aren't required. And this is coming from somebody who used to work tipped jobs to provide for myself, all right? I think it's the wildest thing when you expect somebody to tip you when it's not a requirement. But anyway, the delivery driver, she took that $2 tip personally, even though she knew that the lady had every intention of giving her more money out of that $50 in order to pay for that $33 meal. The delivery driver was so offended that they get one of their homies later on. They come back, they break in the hotel room, they rob, they beat, they shank, all those things just because $2 tip.
$2 tip leads to a nightmare? What? What's this?
This morning, new details on the case of a pizza delivery turned into attempted murder. This woman, 22-year-old Brianna Alvillo, was a delivery worker. The victim was in town along with her 5-year-old daughter. On the night of the crime, she had ordered food for a total of $33.10, giving Alvillo $2 as a tip. Investigators say the suspect did not like the amount she received. Later that night, Alvillo came back to the motel along with a man while both were wearing face masks. They forced their way into the room and attacked the victim. Alvillo stabbed the pregnant woman 14 times, and all of that happened while the victim's 5-year-old daughter was watching. The pair then took off. Investigators were able to trace the suspect's vehicle. Alvillo was arrested and now faces multiple charges, including attempted murder and kidnapping.
And this is all over a $2 pizza tip.
First of all, she gave you something. She gave you $2. She couldn't have gave you nothing. Second of all, who gets so angry at somebody for giving a certain amount of tip that they come back and do a crime? That's what that woman did right there. As far as tips are concerned, I used to literally make anywhere from $60 to $140 a day in tip money when I used to work at a certain job. I literally used that to pay my bills. And when certain people didn't tip, it did frustrate me because I got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it would frustrate me if I had a low day where I'm only getting, on a low day, you get like $40. But not to the point where I'm mad at them and I want to fight the person who didn't tip me. The only way I can see somebody really getting offended is if you stole from them. For example, if you sold somebody a product for $20 and they gave you 10, and then when you look back, they're gone. So that's stealing, because the product, we agreed that the product was $10. Sorry, we agreed that the product was $20. You somehow gave me 10, and when I turn around and look back, you were gone with my product. You got a 50% discount that was not agreed upon. That's stealing. That is illegal. You cannot do that anywhere. You can't go into Walmart and see something on the shelf and be like, okay, yeah, like that thing that I want is $50. Let me pay $25. They're gonna be like, where the rest of the money at? And if not, you getting a refund. You ain't getting the product unless you pay the full price. That's different. And it still does not warrant any type of crime. That's never the proper response. You call the police, right? If somebody stole from you. But a tip, you did a crime because somebody you crashed out because somebody gave you a $2 tip. I was always told growing up, my mother always told me that this world is crazy. It wasn't this crazy though. This is a whole nother level of crazy, bro, this world. I don't know, social media is doing something, changing people's brains. I don't know what's going on. But there's things that are happening that people are doing that I have never heard of people ever doing before in my entire life. We all know, life gets tough sometimes. And I could tell she crashed out. I don't know for a fact, but just based on my observation on how life can be, she probably was at her breaking point. She probably was so frustrated that she just crashed out and then, lost her mind, bro. But the commentator made a good point. He said, if it was really about the money, wouldn't you think that they would have, instead of breaking in and actually beating the woman, wouldn't you think that they would break in and just steal the money from her purse? So something about the story just don't add up to me.
Why didn't they just steal her purse? I mean, because you wanted the money. Like, I feel like that they wanted revenge, not money. I guess so. Yeah, maybe. You read the story, she did much more than that.
The story is even crazier because the victim actually wanted to leave a bigger tip, but the stabber had no change.
Handed Alvillo a $50 bill, asked for change, but was denied. Irizarry then tried looking for smaller bills and ended up giving Alvillo a $2 tip.
It just does not add up. Like, she pulled up on her like it was a personal situation. It almost seemed like it had nothing to do with money. She pulled up on her like she caught her cheating with her man or something. I never heard of a situation where somebody crashed out over a $2 tip to that extent. That's wild on a whole nother level, bro.